Hello there, what is going on, everybody? It's time for our 12th episode and our final of the year of Awesome Gaming News. This is a series where we talk about some awesome news from the gaming community and try to highlight some upcoming things or inspiring stories or things that I'm excited about or things to look forward to, and kind of bring them all together. Things that might not fit anywhere on their own, and just kind of clump everything together in one giant catch-up of all the cool stuff that I want to talk about in this episode. This is also going to sort of double as an awesome preview of 2026. That's the theme for this particular episode. I want to talk about some games in 2026 that I'm very excited about. And again, there's lots of games in 2026 that I'm very excited about, but I'm going to pick a few, just a handful to talk about. We are also going to be doing our final Life Day giveaway winner. Today, the day I'm launching this is Christmas Eve, so also I'm going to wish everybody a Merry Christmas, and that's why we're going to conclude Life Day. There are still going to be opportunities to win, so make sure you're still subscribed. Leave a comment that enters you to win any future giveaways that we're going to be doing as well. Plus, I'd love to hear some of what you are excited about come 2026 as well. So make sure you watch all the way to the end, and I would love to hear from you guys. Plus, if you want to stick around and keep the discussion going, we have links in the description below for Discord, where we can keep the discussion going there. Patrons are going to get, Patreon link is down there. Patrons are going to get additional opportunities to win any of the gifts that go unclaimed. So additional opportunities for that. So far, about half of the Life Day gifts have been claimed. So that means there are definitely gifts that are up for grabs, although there's 30 days to go. So there's still some stuff that's out there. So patrons are probably going to have, every year there's a couple that end up rolling over into extra Patreon giveaways. So that's kind of cool stuff. So yeah, make sure you check out the links in the description below, and we'll have some links to some of the cool things that we're talking about in today's video. So with that being said, let's go ahead and dive right in. And I want to start things off with a game I'm very excited about. Starcraft, the miniatures game, is going up for pre-order very soon. And this one will be available in 2026. Now, this is not a GameFound campaign, Kickstarter campaign. It's not a crowdfunding game. This is a direct-to-retail game. You're going to be able to get a starter that is going to be the Terrans versus the Zerg. There will then also be a follow-up of a Protoss standalone box or individual faction box, and they're going to have multiple waves coming out. So not everything from the world of StarCraft is going to be available right away, but what we have seen so far is absolutely spectacular. They're using amazing sculpts, amazing plastic, and also using clear plastic as well, or different shades of clear plastic for different special effects, as you can see in the picture here with some of the medics, and they're kind of powered up and basically for tech pieces or magic pieces and things like that. They're able to sort of not really magic, but psionic pieces and things like that. Are going to have some of that clear plastic too. So this is going to be a really cool set of miniatures. Looks like a very cool, straightforward miniatures game that looks like it's taking some of the best parts of Star Wars Legion and Warhammer and kind of combining it into a smaller, quicker, and easier to play game that's still going to capture the magic of StarCraft and the magic of miniatures tabletop gaming. Archon Studios has great sculpts. They also have a whole lot of terrain that will be available for this as well. They have a lot of terrain already. They make amazing terrain, so they've got everything that you need. This is going to be a really big one, folks. I think this is going to be one of the biggest games of the year, and so I'm very excited about it. And hopefully we'll have some pretty cool close-up looks at this soon, so you can help make up your mind, because I am very much interested in all of StarCraft, the miniatures game. Very cool stuff. Switching focus a little bit to role-playing games, the Thundercats role-playing game is currently on Kickstarter right now. Now, this is a cool one for me. Now, I'm excited about this one. This is a Dungeons and Dragons compatible rule supplement that has everything you need to add Thundercats to your RPG. You can run a straight up or Third Earth Thundercats based RPG. There's going to be a lot of art in here. A lot of this art is from the recent comic books line. This is from Dynamite Toys and Games. This is their first Kickstarter, but this one looks fun, and there's also digital PDF versions available. They just recently announced a Larry Kenney version. Larry Kenney is the voice of Lion-O. This is the voice of my childhood. This is the guy who said, that so many of those little lessons at the end. A lot of cartoons in the 80s had like a little lesson at the end, whether it was Tigra who shouldn't have taken the drugs from Silky, or Lion-O should have known that the Territor didn't mean us any harm, and all of these other things, and shouldn't assume that someone is bad just because they look bad, and all these other things, and then he'd be like, "What's the matter, Snarf?" And Snarf would be like, "Snarf, but Lion-O, I've got a cold." And I'm doing some of the blooper bits right now, but I absolutely love the Thundercats, and then in addition to Thundercats, WizKids also has some miniatures that are coming out for HeroClix Thundercats too. So there's a lot of really cool Thundercats stuff coming out next year, and hopefully is the first of many, many more. The interesting thing about this too, about Thundercats, is like, definitely get this. If you're even on the fence, definitely sign up for this, because there's this whole Warner Brothers thing. I think the license is through Warner Brothers right now with Thundercats, right? And so like that whole sale that's happening, the licenses may shift. Things may not. Things aren't guaranteed to be available forever. So like, definitely, if you're on the fence, if you're a Thundercats fan, check this out. Even if you're not able to play RPGs as much. I don't get to do Dungeons and Dragons as often as I used to, especially prior to COVID. We had a lot more RPGs going on. But let me say this. Just the collection of lore and backstory and information and all there's a new machinist class that they've made in here, kind of in honor of like Panthro, right? Who is my favorite Thundercat, by the way, and I'm sure there's probably going to be nunchucks in here too. So I'm very, very excited to get this, even if I end up not playing a whole Thundercats campaign, just to read through it. Oh, and they have a fancy leather-bound version as well, and you can get versions signed by Larry Kenney. This is just incredible. So, capture some nostalgia, own a piece of history, and get it, lock it in while you can, because this is a very cool thing. I'm excited about this one. I'll have a link to it in the description below. If you're fans of Star Wars, the deck building game Fantasy Flight, amongst many other announcements, also tease that they have another expansion coming in the summer of 2026. This is on the heels of the Mandalorian expansion that just came out. I haven't even gotten yet. Maybe Santa will bring that for me. We'll be probably looking at it here pretty soon, because the Star Wars deck building game, I've said this before and I'll say it again, I kind of had low hopes for this game, and every time I play it, I have a blast. It was one of those surprise hits that's easy to play, fairly quick to play too. It's a really good, like, hey, we got like a half an hour. Like, hey, well, let's play a totally satisfying game experience in a half an hour. If it's two people and you're either prepping for game night or winding down for game night. It's not a main event kind of game, but it's a good supplement to game night, because it's just chunky enough to kind of keep you engaged for 30 minutes without making your brain twist in knots. It ends up being a massively fun game, has fantastic art, and this latest expansion, which we don't have a name for yet, does look like it features some very cool stuff, including the Ghost, the Death Star 2, we have an Imperial Star Destroyer on there, and a Venator on there, so maybe some Clone Wars stuff, maybe some early Empire stuff. It looks like this is going to be a lot of stuff based on like the rise of the Empire kind of era, that early Star Wars Rebels kind of stuff, or Bad Batch kind of stuff. A lot of that looks very cool. I think a lot of people are going to be very excited about this one. I am definitely eager for this one as well. Star Wars Legion has a ton of stuff in 2026, a lot of which we've already been talking about. But one of the cool things that recently just dropped is a whole lot of extra pre-orders, reprints, repackagings, things that have been unavailable for a long time are finally going to become available. And by the way, how cool is it? And this should have happened a long time ago, but better late than never, right? R2 and 3PO now available for pre-order, at least, by themselves. You don't have to buy the whole crashed escape pod scenario thing and all of that stuff. You don't have to buy terrain just to get an incredibly popular model, right? So like, that's really cool stuff. I'm glad that they did that. That was the right call. So that was a good thing. A lot of other really cool stuff coming in for Star Wars Legion. Rumors are, well, AMG's kind of soft confirmed that Gungans are going to be announced at Adepticon. So we'll be at Adepticon. Well, that's the plan right now. If everything goes according to plan, we'll be there, and we'll be definitely ready to freak out once Gungans are finally announced, if they are actually announced. But that is what the rumors say. Also, Full Scale War is going to be a new large kind of epic format for Star Wars Legion, and that will also be available at Adepticon, along with all of the new mounted commanders, along with a lot of new things that are coming. It looks like Rebels are getting a core unit with a red save with those Rebel guerrillas. We've got lots of new Imperial units that are coming out, lots of new heroes for the Separatists. We've got lots of new Jedi coming for the Republic. Everybody's getting, even the Shadow Collective is getting new stuff. It's wild and crazy, and there will probably be new battle forces as well, and lots more cool stuff for Star Wars Legion. It's too much just for one video. A lot of these things we're going to talk about in subsequent videos, so definitely stay tuned for that, because I definitely want to talk more about Gungans. I also want to talk more about Full Scale War, but I could go on and on and on and on, and I don't want to just have that completely dominate this video. But it's going to be cool. It is going to be cool. If you're a fan of RPGs, if you're a fan of books, and especially if you like to listen, which I do on Audible, which is exceptionally well, you may have heard of a little series called Dungeon Crawler Carl. If you haven't, don't walk, run to your device and download or purchase or order Dungeon Crawler Carl. It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. I listened to it on Audible, and at first, I wasn't sure. It was a little weird. It was a little quirky, and then it got me totally hooked. Once I stuck with it and got through it for a couple of chapters, I was like, all right, I'm not sure. It's an amazing set of stories and books, and it's not done yet. So if you're interested in kind of taking the ride with us, the next book is out in May, so you have time to totally get caught up, right? So it's gonna be amazing. But this is a really epic book series that uses a little bit of an absurd premise and a little bit of silliness to tell a series of absolutely incredible stories and one epic tale. And it is just wonderful every step of the way. It's fantastic. Dungeon Crawler Carl is coming to Renegade Games, and in two forms. They're going to be making a role-playing game and a version of their game Unstoppable. I had to blur out this little line here. If you guys know Samantha, you know what she's saying right here, but I don't want to get in trouble because it's not the nicest thing. But this is launching in 2026 through BackerKit. So definitely follow Renegade Games to get more updates for Dungeon Crawler Carl. This one looks cool. I am definitely in, and you will not break me. And of course, you've heard me talk about Star Trek Into the Unknown. You've heard me talk about WizKids and this amazing game that they have created. And Glory and Zeal is also set for a Q3 2026 release. This is going to be the third product in the line, or the second expansion, and which really rounds out the factions, bringing the Cardassians to kind of be their own faction, but to also round out the Dominion with their support, and a second box that has Klingons, making the Klingons a full-fledged self-sustaining faction as well, and kind of bringing a balance to sort of a triad of both the Federation, the Dominion, and the Klingons, while also having the Cardassians being their own standalone options. And there's some mixing that can happen there too, and they're not done yet. There should be more news in 2026 about Star Trek Into the Unknown, and hopefully we'll have more news and interviews and sneak peeks and unboxings and tutorials and everything else, and maybe even some gameplay and maybe some crazy, wild, super crazy stuff with Star Trek Into the Unknown. Who knows? Who knows what'll happen? Maybe we'll do a Star Trek versus Star Wars thing where I have to totally kind of make up how that would actually work. But who knows? There's a lot of really cool stuff. By the way, these models are fantastic. If you follow my socials, I've been posting some pictures of the Klingon fleet lately, and it's coming along nicely, although we're definitely ready for a Negvar to sort of join and become the flagship. We need that for sure. But Glory and Zeal coming Q3 2026 looks very, very cool. Those are just some of the awesome things that are coming in 2026, just some of the highlights, but I wanted to share some of my favorites and some of the things that I'm most excited about in this video. We also have our giveaway winner, and this is also related to something else coming in 2026, the Witcher Legacy. Now, this is the giveaway item. Now, I recently did a Witcher Legacy preview for this Legacy game coming from Go On Board. This is a CD Projekt Red title. They Go On Board does a lot of licensed games. The Witcher is no stranger to Go On Board, and this is a legacy game. Now, legacy games typically like have you destroy, like you can only play them once. Well, they have a legacy game that you can play more than once. They have like basically kind of like stick on, like not stickers, but things that stick on, so you kind of make permanent choices, but then you can peel them back and reset it if you so desire, which is a real big important point for legacy games. So that's another cool thing. We did a video about that. I'll put a link to that in the description or in the over here when the video is done. You know, we have some links over on the side. Hopefully you watch to the end of the video. I have my little cool always wash your socks song that plays at the end, right? So all of that stuff. But this is I mean, I showcased it in the other video, but this is a really cool model. I don't think I'm going to be able to capture all the detail here, but this is what's yeah. This is, I'm going to try and pull it out here and then hopefully repackage it just nice. This is a really spectacular model, all right? Your Witcher's fighting, and there's so much detail in here. You're really going to have to watch the other video to capture all of that detail, but it is something else. It really is. So who's going to win this box? I'm going to repackage it. I'll do it after the video. Today's winner is the Thought Donor. Congratulations to the Thought Donor. You just have to shoot me an email at mailcrabbok@gmail.com. Let me know what you've won. I'll get your shipping information. We'll get this sent out to you just after the holidays. So give me some time, because just like all of you, I've got a lot of holiday plans going on too. So before I can get everything shipped out, it'll probably be early to mid-January before all of these gifts get shipped out. If you didn't win, don't worry. There's going to be more giveaways coming in the new year. We also might have some very cool Adepticon giveaways to do very soon, so stay tuned for that. And that's about all she wrote for this one. All right, that's going to do it for this one. Merry Christmas to everyone here. And also, hope you have a Happy New Year. I'll still have some videos coming out, although I may be taking it a little bit slow in early January. YouTubers don't get vacation time. It's something that we don't get, so we'll have to, you know, I'll be working to try to get certain things queued up, but I need a break. So early January is probably where I'm going to try and take one a little bit, and then just to kind of catch my breath and get ready for what's going to be a very, very rushful, early, power-packed 2026, leading up to an Adepticon in March that is going to knock all of our socks off for sure, especially with all the new Warhammer stuff and everything else that they're going to announce there. I'm hoping my ogres finally get their big new announcement. So a lot of cool stuff coming in 2026. Let me know some of your favorites down in the comments section below. That's going to do it for this video. I want to thank you all so much for watching. Big thanks to my patrons. Again, you guys are amazing and help make this whole channel possible. And also thanks to Go On Board for helping sponsor this giveaway by providing such a very, very groovy model. I will talk to you guys later. May the force be with you. Live long and prosper. Be excellent to each other. Party on, dudes. So say we all. And always wash your socks.